Halo, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my class, Sociolinguistic class. Sociolinguistic come from two words. They are socio or social and linguistic or language. Language is how the words formation, thinking, and using by others people. It means the language is the important thing for all the people in the world to communicate. When we want to interaction with others, when we want to going somewhere, and everything that we want to do, we need language to communicate or communication. Because of that, the sociolinguistic happen. So, sociolinguistic is a study about language and society. Sociolinguistic appear because of communication. The language from each of the people were different area will have different communication. The differences come from their mother tongue, culture, dialect, and etc. In short conversation, sociolinguistic is very powerful. It is not because the language itself, but because the social life. So, as many we know the language, trust me, the word will come in our hands and we will be sociable. We call it as we have multi-language. Let me take an example, English language. Actually, English language at the first come from Britannia. We know it as British language. Britannia is a country in Europe. So many years ago, Britannia is a powerful country in the world. Every people was coming to Britannia for so many reasons, such as for work, school, travel, and etc. So, because of that reason, the sociolinguistic happened. The people from America learn English, it should be American English. The people from Africa learn English, it should be African English. The people from Singapore learn English, it should be Singapore English. And that language also come to Indonesia. So, what is sociolinguistic? We can say sociolinguistic also study about the differences human language that come from everywhere. There are some materials that should be discussed during this semester. Here the sociolinguistic aspect. The first is about language, dialect, and varieties. And then second, Pidgin and Creole language, choosing code, speech community, regional and social variation, language change, language and culture, and the last is about language and sex. Language, dialect, and varieties. Language has variety in social. The variety of language is itself based on the set of language items with similar distribution. For example, English, French, London English, English of commentaries, and so forth. The material should be discussed in this chapter. Language and dialect, regional dialect, social dialect, style, and register. Pidgin and Creole. Pidgin is language that has a native speaker. Pidgin is growing up as communication among the people that have a native speaker. It is kind of lingua franca. And because of Pidgin, Creole happened. Choosing code. Choosing codes refer to language are mixing in a sentence. For example, today I wanna menjemput my lovely parents. Actually, I forget what to say menjemput in English. Menjemput actually pick up, but I forget using bahasa Inggris dari menjemput. Jadi saya mixing dengan yang namanya Indonesian word. We call it as choosing code. The material should be discussed in this chapter: code mixing and code switching. Speech community. Black English is very popular language around of African people, but Black English crossed with vocabulary and grammar. For example, to cup It means to steal atau mencuri. Tooth is a guide. Pet is policeman. Regional and social variation. Regional variation is language that comes from area or geography. But social variation is the language which used by or because of social group. Language change. Language change is study that explain about historical linguistic and sociolinguistic theory. So here there are three aspects to be discussed in language change. The first is traditional view, change in process, and then the process of change the language. Language and culture. A particular language usually point out to a specific group of people. When you interact with another language, it means that you are also interacting with the culture that speaks the language. You cannot understand one's culture without assessing its language directly. Language and sex. The way of the people communicate their language also based on their gender. Female and male has different language to say something. For example, in communication, female usually talking about shopping, makeup, and style, but male lovely talking about traveling, automotive, and his hobby.